This is gonna be tough. I've trained my body to do things that people like me shouldn't be able to do. But unfortunately for me, flying ain't one of them.
Don't follow me!
Biologist and archaeologist who we feel is going to be an undeniable asset here at Projexus. Won't you please join me in welcoming her to our team? Dr. Sally Rodell.
Adopt or die.
Secure the area until Alpha Corps can arrive.
It is the truest law of the Earth. Very few things have the ability to survive the test of time. Though we may not be around to see them to their fullest fruition, what we struggle to create now will be the triumphant echoes from the past.
Alpha Corps will be here in 5 minutes! Hold the line!
5 minutes? Thanks for the heads up. I was here. I lived. I am still here. I'm on you. Sweet dreams, children. It is that struggle that is the affliction of creation. I would like to thank Mr. Eusebio for allowing me the opportunity to discover and create alongside my esteemed colleagues at Projexus. Thank you.
An archaeologist? It's a bit archaic, isn't it?
She's well studied, Jerry, but if you want to question her credentials, be my guest.
That's not what I was saying. It's just an unusual area of expertise to pair with biology.
Well, Dr. Rodell, from my understanding, is an unusual woman. Don't be threatened, Jerry. She's on our side. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Photo?
You took that like a chomp.
Were you trying to knock me out?
No, it was meant to be a death blow.
Yaira, stand down.
Winter is here.
What is up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? You see, we kind of got a new layout here and everything. That was actually what I was working on and why I am a tad late, because I was making sure we got all of those entered in. What's up? Woo! I am feeling good today. I hope you are as well. So much to talk about as we maybe tonight's celebration. We're going to see where it ends up. But as of right now, as far as its pace is concerned, this campaign, Yaira, number one, is on pace to break. Well, excuse me. Yeah. Yaira 1 is on pace to break Isom 1 in its record. Isom 1 hit 1 million after 30 hours. We have just hit a little over 12 hours, and we are at 920,000 in terms of sales. Thank you guys so much. We have so much to discuss as well. But I got to first thank all of you. I will get into it. We'll talk a little bit about the campaign. We'll talk the live action. We'll talk all this stuff that I was NDA'd, and I couldn't say anything, man. I told y'all we were sitting on some stuff. Oh, man, I was NDA'd out of my mind, but here we are. But I got to thank all of you. Seriously. The Rippaverse fans came out and showed all sorts of love and support to this campaign. We know we had we knew that it was a highly anticipated character. This character has been hyped up since the announcement of the company. And you guys first learned about her really in the first trailer that we put out. We also sold some items that had her on it. If you remember, during campaign number 1, Isom's poster sold less than Yaira's poster. And that let us know as a company, and this is a really fun thing that we can do. It let us know, okay, this is a character that a lot of people are getting behind. And we wanted to play our cards right. I made sure that if it wasn't going to be me writing the character, that we got writers that could do it. Made sure we got some great artists to get aboard. Again, I'm going to talk about all that here in a little bit. I presented to you. I wanted you to see what your money, how far it goes, what we're spending it on. This is a company that I'm very much invested in, and what better way to show you than to just let you know, look, yeah, they're teasers, they're little trailers that we're putting out, and it just lets you know kind of our capabilities. And it's less about just cost, because believe it or not, the cost of that live action, it was cheap. It was cheaper to make the live action than it was to make, way cheaper actually, to make the animation. It's more about having the resources there, and you have a team like the Saskas who helped bring this thing together. And that's how you make something like this pop. So really, if we want to be completely honest, doing live action stuff financially, talking fiscally, is a lot more realistic to do. Definitely with certain characters, a lot more, let's say, easier to do. I don't want to say easier. That's not the proper term. It doesn't cost as much to make, okay? But either way, we wanted you to see what we were doing, what we were working on, different things that we had in mind, and this is what we had. And you see, this is a campaign that has all types of stuff. But none of that matters. You guys don't come through and show love, and you did. To see the enthusiasm, the hype, I mean, all eyes are on. It's an event. It's an event. Most people love us. They're coming out showing some love. There's folks on the other side that maybe not are as fond of us, that also are, they're glued. Eyes glued to their tablets, their TV, or maybe their phones and their monitors, really keeping up with some of the things it is that we're doing. So that's cool. It really shows and it cements where it is that we're at. And now we're entering into the 4th campaign in 2 years. Not even 2 years. We're not 2 years old yet. Got away. So a year and a half, a little over a year and a half old. And we are crossing over into our 4th $1 million campaign. We'll get to all that, guys. I got so much I want to talk to you guys about. I haven't streamed in a minute. We had no For Goodness Sake today because we are preparing for the launch. There's so much that I want to talk to you guys about, but I had to first thank each and every single one of you. All the fans, the customers, that came through and just showed love. Seeing your enthusiasm is infectious. You hear me say that a lot. It's inspiring as well because I see what you guys, how you guys respond to certain things, and then I want to get back to the lab. I want to immediately get back to work. But it makes it, the company feels great. For us, this is big. This is massive. This is a big hyped character. You never know how some of these go. You have an idea, but you never really, really, truly know until it's out there. And, the company is sitting back. We know what we've invested. We know what our aspirations are. We know what our goals are. And it's obviously not just a reflection of me when something like this comes into fruition. Everybody from the warehouse team on up to the executives are looking at this and we're smiling, man. We're happy. We're having a blast and we're happy because you guys came through, showed a lot of love, and you're excited about Yaira and the book and everything that comes with it. So I say this if I was the crying type, right, which I'm not, but this would be one of those moments. I'd shed maybe a tear or two because this is I know that I'm in such a blessed position. I'm living my dream. I'm being able to wake up every single day and create. I get to provide good paying jobs to good people who work their absolute asses off. And, it's a cycle, right? It's like we have to provide something it is that you guys want. And in us doing that, we're able to give these people good jobs. And, it's a machine. And being in this position is a blessing. I recognize that not everybody gets in this position. It's not anything I take for granted. And that's what I try to show you all as customers and put my heart and soul in everything it is that I do. I didn't ride off into the sunset. We made all that money and I didn't want to, just sit on that and go buy Lambos. And I didn't want to do any of that. Of course, I wanted to reinvest it, and I wanted to show you guys I'm here to stay. I'm here to remain invested, and I had to change up some of my behavior there as well. We talked about going into this upcoming year, or this year that we're in right now, and making those adjustments. And you go from being this general content creator to you're the owner of a multi-million-dollar company. And it was some behavior changes that needed to change. I had to step away from streaming as much. I had to pick my spots a little more because this is where I belong. This is what the audience wants. This is what is most fulfilling for me. And the fact that I'm just getting started is a blessing. And I don't take this thing for granted. And this is why I immediately invest the money it is that we have going. I can't promise you that everything's going to be perfect because it's not. I can't promise you that we won't make mistakes along the way. We for sure will, and we'll learn from them, and we're always looking to improve in every aspect. It's not just the creative stuff that we want to improve on. Every aspect of this business. We got our shipping prices. Our shipping prices right now, if you guys have checked, especially you international guys, is the lowest that it's ever been. Shipping is lower than it's ever been for us, and we're looking to keep that up. So just improving at every aspect, every facet of this company is what we strive for. And to be supported by you guys, we know you don't have to do that. It's disposable income for you. And I'm glad that you guys, we're your source of entertainment. I really am. And this is why we're speeding up our release schedule. This is why we're dipping our toes into different things, showing you guys what our capabilities are, because we want to. I want to be your one-stop shop. I want this company for many of you guys for the upcoming years and even the generations that are behind you. I would love for the Rippaverse to be that form of entertainment for you, but I can't speak that into existence. This is something that's going to take a lot of work and discipline especially, and I recognize that. And that's why we always looking to improve, always looking to be great. And again, I can't say that enough. With that being said, I got to kind of get on my soapbox here. I am going to make a post about this. I did not tell them that I'm going to do this. I know the Saskas are watching this, but I got to say this. First and foremost, second, I guess, because I had the first and foremost earlier. I have to give a big shout out to the people that are responsible for creating this book. And that is Jen and Sylvia Saska, who are the writers of Yaira, and Deborah Carita. You know, when you enter into the fold, when you enter into the Rippaverse, you know good and well, and they expect it. All of them do. I have that discussion with them, that of no fault of your own, people are going to go after you. They will dig up everything it is that they can to demonize you, to try to tarnish your reputation, and maybe even have you reliving things that you did in a previous life that you've long matured from. Maybe you've gotten better as a person. Maybe you've gotten better as a creative. And unfortunately, they will spend there are going to be those that of no fault of your own. It's just because you're working with me. It's just because you're working with the Rippaverse. That's what's going to happen. It sucks. It's a conversation that I have to have with every single person that is brought onto this company. But especially because I know this was difficult, whether they say it or not, for Jen, Sylvia, and Deborah, because they probably never experienced anything like that. And again, they didn't react. They didn't lash out. They just kept it trucking and kept positive. You know, Jen and Sylvia especially, which, you know, I built a great friendship with them over these past years. And ever since they kind of started, you know, kind of being in our fold here, they have been nothing but positive. They have embraced being ambassadors, if that's what you want to call them. They have been, before we even brought them on, enthusiastic about the Rippaverse. Everybody has as far as the actual fans, have nothing but good things to say about them, because they're energetic. They are just crazy positive, and they remain positive through maybe a little hate campaign or two that they had to endure, and they took that shit like absolute champs. And this is something that I admire of them myself, because I see my man Hill versus Babyface and Jello Flash right there in the chat as well. Shout out. And I say this because that's something that I remember, we're moving differently, that I had to learn from, right? And my behavior change. And they showed you how to handle that. And I think that no matter who you are, if you get into that space and you start having to deal with some of that weirdness, you know, you have to, if you're looking for an example, look no further than them, because they took it like absolute champs. When I know that wasn't difficult, because you can imagine how I feel as well, right? Because again, it's something I have to explain. It sucks. I do not like that people are going to go no matter how. It's just, hell, it's going to get worse. The bigger that we get, there's going to be those that are going to, you know, go after our creatives. They're going to go after people that's just what it is. It's of no fault of their own. I'm pretty sure that doing stuff for Marvel as they had in DC, this is nothing comparable to what unfortunately, the hate campaigns that are going to be ran. And it's not just going to be recently because they had this campaign. It's going to increase because they're going to continue to do cool things with the Rippaverse. And every time there's something about to come out, there's just going to be something that you have to deal with. And do I like that? Of course not. I don't like that. And this is why I try to have that conversation with them all the time. Well, when I bring people in, like, hey, you got to understand that this is what's going to happen. And at no point have they this is how genuine that they are, because at no point did they it was like, oh, well, they wanted to bail. They were like, look, I didn't sign up for this. I'm here to write books. I'm here to interact with the fans. I'm not here with all this other that was never even part of their vocabulary. It was, this is what it is, and they're in it for the long run. And I mean, I admire them for that. I cannot say that enough, because that's something that I also, just as a person that is moving from that general content creation to being this publisher, I could learn from them and how they deal with that. But I have to give a big shout out to them, because I know that wasn't easy, and they deserve everything. I mean, if Isom 1 is to have his record broken, I am absolutely stoked that the Saskas are tied to the project that did it. They've handled everything here masterfully. They are I mean, you want to talk about professionals at just being good at their job. The story that they've wrote, obviously, is just amazing. But some of the other stuff that they've done within the company, you guys will see even more of that with like our magazine stuff. I promise you I'll get in all that. And I told you I had to end my soapbox because I'm really proud of these ladies, man. And I like I said before, I don't like that they have to endure that type of stuff. But man, the way that they handle that is, I think, something that I for sure learn from, and I know a lot of people can learn from. Love those ladies to death for that, because I know that shit wasn't easy. And like I said, you know, they got welcomed into this fold. Obviously, our fans, there's a lot of crossover with other folks that are in our sphere, have had nothing but good things to say about them. And it's been nothing but love, right? It's been nothing but love, and I appreciate them so much. Same thing for Deborah, right? It wasn't as worse, it wasn't as good, it wasn't as bad for Deborah, but it was the same thing. You know, people started coming for her head. Oh, she can't do this, and now she's having to deal with, again, no fault of her own. She hadn't experienced that. She's done things with the Marvels of the world, with all the big guys. Hasn't had to experience that. It's only when they start doing stuff with the Rippaverse that they have to start dealing with this. Handle it like an absolute champ. And it's funny because some people got baited into this page that's not in the book. And well, she can't, this looks terrible, yada, yada, yada. And there was, they thought that this page, that I think they was trying to, they got it from a story. I don't know where they got it from. I think it was their Instagram in one way. And then we go to the campaign page and you guys see, first of all, this is her best work. Kanan White also deserves a lot of credit for being the art director here and elevating her. He's elevated everybody here. Every single artist here, Kanan White is elevated. Make no mistake. But this is her best work, and it's not even close. It's not even close. You guys seen the previews? Yeah, Deborah's not here to play around. She's not here to play around. But yeah, shout out to her for also dealing with this like an absolute professional. And I am so glad, I'm proud of them. And I'm so glad that they are going to, again, if it's a project that's going to break Isom's record, and I don't know if it's going to do it in total. I have no idea. But I mean, dude, it's going to break the $1 million record. Is it going to get over $3.7 million? It's got to have legs, because that's the one thing that Isom had that was so impressive. The first one was the legs. We'll see what happens. But if it does break that record too, and then somehow y'all end up getting this damn sketch, the fact that it's tied to these lovely ladies that have worked their absolute asses off for this company, they deserve it. everybody that's a part of this company deserves it, but though they especially deserve it because they've been nothing but pros, handle this with absolute grace and class. Something that a lot of us, and by us, I'm saying myself, could learn from in terms of dealing with oddness. Shout out to them. They deserve that. All right. I know I got a bunch of super chats of crazy ones. And I will get to some of those because I know we got some high dollar ones. I just had to. I know I had to get on my little soapbox there, and I did. Right, I had to because I have some things on my mind. We've had a crazy day. Snake Pit raid. Shout out Jeremy. We're getting raided by Jeremy. Shout out. Man, you want to talk about a guy that's absolutely killing it out there these days? D-Day Cobra. Oh, he gifted 50 members. All right, I'm going to get to that. Shout out D-Day Cobra, man. What an absolute animal, man. Workhorse. Seeing his channel grow, I'm stoked on that, man. I'm stoked on that. I am. I'm absolutely stoked on that. All right. Someone said I sounded like a Southern pop. I know I'm from the South, man. But I know I was on a little soapbox there, but I just had some things to get off my chest there. Let me fly through these, and I want to talk about the campaign. I want to talk about the live action. I'm going to refresh just real quick to see exactly where we are at. We are, oh man, I guess a lot of guys are getting back in there because I'm in a queue. Shout out. Shout out. We are a little over 12. We're 12 and a half hours in. It took Isom 30 hours. Took Isom 30 hours. Little 199s in the chat. Took Isom 30 hours to hit 1 million. So now we're at 930,000. I would love to hit it by the stream. I would love to. Shout out Hill versus Babyface. A shout out to him, my man's. Of course, my co-host on Rip and the Silverback. Whew. Okay. Let me get to some of these really quick because there's a bunch. I'm going to fly through them. My man's Bruce. I saw Bruce's order come in. You want to talk about dropping the money on the table. Dropping the money on the fucking table and walking the fuck out. Bruce with a 20 says, I'll catch this later since I'm working. Yeah, he got the night shift. But I had to say congratulations and let's fucking go. Thank you so much. My man's Jeremy in the chat. There he is. I see him. Again, I was just shout out. Appreciate you. Jeremy, man, love to see what you're doing. I was talking about this earlier, man, seeing your channel and your streams, talking about a lot of what's going on in the political landscape, see him growing there, man. I was the other day, motherfucker had like over 5,000 fucking people watching him, man. What a psycho, huh? What a fucking psycho. Shout out to the 199. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to all of yous. Okay, my man's Dan Cotter with a 19 months. Shout out Dan. I'll go ahead and put him out there. There was an issue that we had on the site, and he contacted me directly that he didn't have to do, but he contacted me, issue that I didn't even know, right, and we were able to get that resolved, man. So shout out to you, Dan. Thank you so much. 19 months says, all the Rippaverse does is win. You may not like it, but accept it. Can't wait to read this book, the cards, and the magazine. Stay great. Can't wait to get to this campaign page and start talking about what we've been cooking on. I haven't talked about the live action, none of that. I don't know if we are going to break the $1 million mark during the stream. Well, we are on the road to $1 million. Pinned comment if you want to go pre-order. Yaira #1. It's off to a fantastic start. Spirit Sama with a 10 says, super excited for Yaira. So many goodies to get. Love the zine magazine ideas. The waiting page looks awesome on the site, and the salvage's design, and outfit are so sick, man. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Again, that's hard work. There's a lot of moving parts with the company and things like that. Like what you see, that's all the team in some kind of way and their hard work, that's you seeing it. If it can be something as simple as, to your point, the design of the queue. Like, that's all. Our man Eric Weathers works on that. Igor, these guys work very hard. Alex, working with our developers and making sure things get done. And our devs, our server folk, as well as our just, back-end developers. Incredible. We had some issues in the morning. We were able to put our, that's what you're going to deal with when you're hosting everything on your own website, right? We had issues. We got them resolved. Right? That's just how it works. Solve problems. And shout out to them. And of course, shout out to the hamsters, the server hamsters. What can I say? What can I say? Lord of the Realm, remember 18 months, says, congratulations. This is Ultramac, by the way. Congratulations, Eric, and the Rippaverse team on a record-breaking campaign. Yaira ain't pulling any punches. Shout out, man. Joe with a 5. Got my order in. Go Rippaverse. Suck it, he says. Does this one work? It does work. Josh, I appreciate that. Suck it, haters, he says. Mr. Toxicity, what's up, says, bow down to the Frost Amazon. We got Epic Fantasy with a Australian 10, says, at a time when the mouth breathers are claiming movie audiences have superhero fatigue and everything is Archer Camp. Yeah, that's true. Along comes the Rippaverse to tip up the tables again. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Fresh as fuck, he says. We're trying out here. Epic Fantasy, I also appreciate you gifting 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Got Nicholas Ultramax, CJ with a 15 months. Says congratulations, well deserved. Mark with a 2. Shout out, CJ. Shout out to you. Why won't there be early fulfillment in Yaira? We're not saying that it won't be. Actually, it's highly likely that it will be earlier fulfillment. But go watch our video. We did an update video right before the release, and we talked a little bit about that. So you want to talk about a new phase. A lot of stuff is about to change from what you guys see. And that starts with the website. This website, this new thing that we have going on with this website is going to be crazy, man. Some of these pages are coming out so clean. But we're rebuilding the site from the ground up. And our application is going to fall into that, the new Rippaverse app that the memberships are going to tie into. Got a whole lot of stuff that we're going to be working on with that. So we have the app, we got the website in itself. Of course, we have the Gooding book, which is pretty much going to go right after the campaign ends for the most part. The pre-order for that is going to launch for Gooding. After that, we got Horseman, and then we got all these other projects. So there's a lot of work that has to be done is what I'm trying to say. But the reason that we're starting there is mainly because we don't want to we want, it's more of a kind of under promise type of situation, because the more than likely it's going to fulfill early as we get all of our ducks in a row with our expansion warehouse stuff that we got to expand on with Rippersend and all that. It's all about timing, making sure that we're not doing too much in a short period of time to exhaust ourselves and our resources. We don't want to do that. So we will commit to what we can commit to, but more than likely it will start before. I'm saying more than likely. I'm not committing to that, which is why it says that it'll start afterwards. But it's all in line with the warehouse expansion and the website expansion, as well as how Gooding plays into that. Has a lot to do with this, and of course, it's our last big campaign kind of format situation before we move into our new format. There's a whole lot going on, and we're like, look, man, let's not do too much in a short period of time. We got certain things that we need to do. So yeah, sure, we could commit, but I don't want to run into a situation where we've committed to it and now we have to follow through to it when there's other things that need to be done, especially with this big site revamp. Because the plan is, we would like to, and I alluded to this in that previous video, we would like to launch the new website with Gooding, if at all possible. So we got a lot of stuff that we got to get our ducks in a row, but our site is going to be changing wholeheartedly. So yeah, that's a part of it. So yeah, good question though. Brandon Clark with a 5 says, happy Yaira Day. Incredible job, team. Rippaverse. Where the lid's at? Everybody wants this damn hat. I fought like a soldier to get my order. Man, it was a time when it was like 5,000 people in that damn queue. And it was bots. We had all these bots Let me speak to that real quick. Man, you want to talk about top to bottom. We had hack attempts everywhere on my shit, on Rippaverses. Our Twitter just went back up. Our Twitter was down for the most part of the day because of security shit. We had the bots, firing at our asses just like it's going out of style. Server team made sure that they got that shit in order. We were able to get those blocked after we identified them. But man, it was nuts. It was insane. There's a lot of bot activity, a lot of grimy shit, and we were able to get through it. We were able to get through it. So yeah, our Twitter is back up, so that is back active for you guys that were probably like, where the hell did the page go? It's back active. So that's that. Mr. Reese, appreciate that. Is Morgan Boots single? I know the answer to that, but I don't know if Morgan's like cool with me saying that, so I'm not gonna say it. So NDA. Narwhal Books. What's up, Narwhal? I just fucking saw that was you. Gifted 5 membership. Shout out. Love to see you here. Tearing the Black with a 15 months says salute on the campaign. I hope my stuff ain't sold out tomorrow. You should be able to get whatever it is that you want. That's we knew that we had an idea that we were going to have a successful one to this degree. Nah, fuck no. But we thought that we were going to have a successful campaign. So we made sure that we had as many items as we needed, right? We kind of gauged as well based on some of our older campaigns, some of the numbers, CGC copies, switching the game up on that. And yeah, I think you'll be fine ordering tomorrow. My man's Yellow Flash, what's good? With a 20 says congrats, as well as my man's Hill versus Babyface. Back to back, 2 of the homies says, stop failing, Eric. Yeah, my bad. Not doing that very well. Shout out. Man, it's been a great day, man. I am in such an unbelievable mood. I cannot say this enough. More items dropping. I will talk about some other stuff that we're working on as well without trying to NDA, because there's some other NDA shit I'm sitting on right. Give me some time. Let me get through this. HTK bass player with a 5 says, I'm going to collect every classic looking cover. Y'all like those covers. And the cards, that's my goal. Shout out my man's Will Conrad. He also designed the cards. He did the cover B, which is a little bit of a throwback cover. Hemorrhoid Hurts. That's his name. With the Australian 3. Fantastic. Already better than Marvel. Love it. He says, Chuck, keyword with 51 months. That's a long time being an Ultramat. I got what I wanted, and we're 80K from the back to back to back to back. We will prevail. Hashtag be great. We are. This could be a $4 million campaign in a row. Eating ass. That's his name. Became a little Mac. Shout out. 5. Blue Girl Magic says RPB. Appreciate that. Brian, what's up? Well, the 2 says, yo, Eric, congrats on another successful launch. Congrats to you, man. Hope everything's going well with your comics. Mr. Reese with a 2 says, finally got to spend my Yaira money. 400. Oh, you dropped 400 of them things? Shout out. Woo. The Killer Spotlight with a 10. Congrats to you and the Saskas on an incredible campaign. Had to get that B cover, first graded comic I've ever bought. Well, shout out to you, and we'll be signed by the lovely Saskas and the Fellowship. Ray Roper with a 5. That 10 ain't cheap. Shout out to the Killer Spotlight, by the way. See you showing a lot of love. Ray Roper with a 5 says, keep up the grind. Loving the comics, man. Just ordered my copy for Yaira. God bless. Thank you so much. We got Spirit Sama with a 5 says, is the 3D asset shirt teasing the nitwits that were complaining? Definitely had to get it. Reminds me of PS1 models. Yeah, we had a little fun with that. Vito Prashad with a 20 says, congrats on the 4th failure in a row. Wish I could fail like you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Warren B with a 5. Hey, Eric, I already added the merch pack to my order, but saw that you had 2-pack of the Dugman cards. Any chance set 1 being sold alone? Just because there's not that many, no. Maybe if you need to hit us up, you might want to do that because, like, by the way, I need to post about that. The cards, though, there's 2 things that are only 24 hours, and I'll go through here in a little bit. The first appearance pack with cover B from Isom, and the cards. Those are only 24 hours. So after 10 or roughly around there, those are going down. So the 2-pack was already gone. Oh, have we sold out of those? Can I get a confirmation from, I don't know who's here. Andrew's here. I'm pretty sure I'm dead of asleep. Have those really sold out? Barbecue Pits with a 10. Compton back in the chat, shout out. I would have dropped another Benjamin on you to help celebrate, but you know your boy had to get that I want it all. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Rippaverse fans have capital. That is the important thing. Trying to appeal to people that got the money to spend. Alex, confirmation that the ketchup for the cards has sold out. Someone said they couldn't buy it. Brandon with a 5 says, great job, Rippaverse team. Where the lid's at? Larry Parker, what's up? Did I just read this? Is so excited to be a part of Rippaverse. Love to all. About time for a fresh female character. Thanks all involved. Thank you so much. My man's Raleigh with a 2 says, I ordered my first Rippaverse product. Yes! Yaira number 1. Shout out to you. Shout out. Voluntarist Hero with a 2 says, do you have a physical Yaira book with you here? No. I have the art book in the other room, which I have not showed that on. Let me go grab that real quick. Hold on. Okay, so I have right here the Joe Bennett art book. There's not that many of these. You would have needed to order them already if you didn't want them to be a part of your campaign items, because obviously those aren't shipping out to a couple months later. But this damn thing is so good. I'm going to take it out the bag. Why not? Joe Bennett art book came out, so I am so happy. It's a new application, and I'm so happy with how it came out. This thing is as metallic as can be. I mean, you want to talk about shine. Look at that. But the Joe Bennett art book, we can get a little closer, huh? I mean, obviously it looks better in person. Straight up metallic, front and back is metallic, and you can grab this right now. It's not in the campaign store, but it is in the store. You would have had to order these, like I said, you would have had to order these before today if you wanted to be able to, get it without the campaign items. Because if you get it now, and you can do that, it won't arrive until the Yaira campaign items arrive. And you can do that. There's not that many. Remember, we only printed 2,000 of these. So there's not that many of these left, but you can get them if you want right now. So someone asked if I had this, and I do. So go check that out if you have not already. About a guy with a 5 says, I'm just waiting for more information about the Horseman because he's the most interesting to me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I believe we did hit that benchmark where we're going to at some point. I mean, we got the fan art. Oh, man, we're just getting started. All this, the benchmarks, bro. We got the fan art contest that's got to get launched very soon. We have some announcements. We got a Horseman art that we're gonna show you guys from Joe Bennett. Whew! Are the cards on 24 hours? The first deck of cards only 24 hours with the first appearance. Like, you can get both of them, right? The other ones will be available. The second deck will be available the entire time. No, this isn't a variant cover of Alpha Core. This is the art of Joe Bennett. This is an art book. So in it, you'll see the original pencils of Alpha Core. So Joe Bennett's art, and the paper on this damn thing is insane. Because it looks like, every copy looks like he literally drew on your book. It looks that good. So go grab this. Page is selected by Joe Bennett himself. Fabio Jansen, who is also the inker on the Horseman. I made sure I didn't fucking NDA myself. But also the inker on Horseman. Did some commentary on it. He's a great friend of Joe. It was Joe's recommendation. He wanted him to be able to kind of analyze some of it. So, yeah, it's a unique thing that we've done. We haven't done this before. This is the first of its kind that we've done. Yeah, we got an artist reveal. Man, we got all kinds of stuff that we have worked on. This is insane, man. We're quite literally just getting started in this campaign. We're now about to enter into the 13th hour. We are just getting started. This is going to be a very, 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 very fun campaign. Okay, we got Zion with a 2. Bart freaking yes. So Bart, I'm going to talk about that. Working on him with the Rippaverse magazine stuff. I will be talking about that here in a bit. I'm just trying to fly through these super chats so I don't get too far behind. I haven't even gone to the campaign page yet. Joel L. Rican with a Super Mac. Appreciate that. We got a 10 from Odinson, says, Ripper, you are doing Odin's work. Thank you so much. East Coast Toasty Boy 18 months says, Bill the Ripper Pyre. Shout out, is inevitable. He says, Mark with 3 months. Lieutenant Hughes with a 13 months says, let's get Yaira to 1 million. Hell, the Rippaverse. Thank you so much. We got Darkoni with a Super Mac. We got Joel the L. Regan again with a 10 says, thanks for creating something that I can be proud to spend my money on. Well, we appreciate you and your love and support. Says, hell, the Rippaverse. Thank you so much. You got East Coast Toasty Boy with a 5 says, also, you have an ANCAP LARPer on Twitter accusing you of being a fake ANCAP Republican that supports the state just because you fight the culture. Well, it doesn't surprise me. I'm pretty sure there's crazy people saying whatever things about me. East Coast Toasty Boy with a 2 said, didn't have that on my bingo card. Crazy. Jake the Movie Geek with a 5 says, Eric, I honestly can't stand all the haters who claim to be in support of indie creators. It has to be jealousy, which is pretty pathetic. Hashtag Rippaverse. Yeah, it can be a little crab in a bucket sometimes stuff going on. Mr. Reese with a 5. Number 1, did you see Gabe's drawing of Yaira? I did, of course. Number 2 says, why isn't it not on a poster or a cover? Well, he just did it. I will buy it in a heartbeat. Yeah, man, you know, we got a lot of stuff we're working on with Gabe. You know, he's the colors of Isom 3 as well. So, yeah. Mark with a 5. Marvel's top-selling graphic novel of 23. Spider-Man. Punk Battle of the Band barely broke 10K copies last year. Yaira number 1 has already beaten that total. Yeah, it'll be the I don't know if it's gonna out. We'll see. Let's see what the legs are. If it'll be outselling the other books, because you got to remember our books are cheaper than what it was for Isom 1. So if they were priced the same way, granted we did have that concept art book, so. But we didn't have we didn't have some of the items, so it's not a direct 1-by-1. But the base books, which most people are going to buy, they cost more. They cost more. Same page count, but they cost more. This time, we've got our prices even cheaper for the mass print copy. We're able to get our pricing down for that, so that's the cheapest that we've ever sold something brand new. Our mass print copy, cover D. Which will be forever reprinted, is gonna be $25 for 90-some pages. Is that Deborah in the chat? Is that the Deborah? in the chat. Yaira artist in the chat. Is that who I see? I think that's who I see. Shout out Deborah in the chat. Love her to death. Love what she's doing with Yaira. Love what she's gonna do with Yaira number 2. Love what she's gonna do with 3. Because holy shit, she is incredible. She is unbelievable. Please give a big shout out. We're gonna be looking at some of the art here in a little bit. Give a big shout out to her. She's unbelievable. Man, I'm in a good mood if y'all can't tell. Raven Rainfall. Appreciate that being a super man. We've got green-haired anti-liberal. There she is. One of the first Yaira cosplayers. With a 9 months, it's safe to say that Yaira Day has been a complete success. It has been. Shout out to the Saskas, Deborah, and all the Rippaverse. So excited to see what more is coming. I can't wait for you to see it. Appreciate you. She's the first Ingrid Valdez cosplayer as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there in person to see it. Man, it is so many of these super chats, guys. I know I got to get to the campaign page and all that stuff. This is insane. Look at all these super chats. Holy shit. Let me try to fly through them. Joshua the 2 says we are coming for those sketches. You have to get 4 million to get the sketch, and that means that this will be the most successful campaign that we've ever had. Gingerbread with a 5 says, "Hell, Eric, my brother in Christ, I'm glad to hear your new $1 million campaign. Sad to hear from all those no-name YouTubers claiming Rippaverse is dead. Sad." Well, I'd prefer. I mean, if we're gonna die making millions of dollars, if that's death, cool. Marcus Henry with a 5 says we gave hamsters a run for their money, but they prevailed though. 4 months from Linko Kenobi, gotcha, with a 4 months. What's up, Ripper? Congrats on Yaira. Brought all 4 covers. Well, shout out to you. And I'll have them sign after I read the issue. I will see you next year in MegaCon Orlando. Again, congrats. Well, shout out to you, man. Looking forward to seeing you again. Hey, you know what? I'll sign it. We got 6 months from Suspects, Psychedelic Asylum. We got Ira Brown, Rich with a 5. Hell Chat, Hi Saskas, great job, Rippaverse. Was easy doing my first order to be finest. NDA wins. Shout out to you. Howard Brown, you know I love to see you here. Mr. Toxicity, 6 months. When we get in a ninja clan in the Rippaverse? Maybe soon enough. Ripper Guy with a 17-month shout out to you. Says, congrats on Yaira 1. Love the Rippazine edition. Can't wait for you guys to see it. It's cool little magazine. Hometown Hero with a 2 says, magazines in the future campaigns. I don't know if it'll be in every little thing that we do, but we'll see. We'll see. Also, 3/11 is Yaira Day. Is that what we're claiming it is now, right after Mario's Day? Petrachor with a 10. What's good, E? Love the colors on cover. D reminds me of old Sega arcade cabinet art. Dare I say it looks cool as fuck. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Man, guys, I'm trying to get caught up, man. There's some crazy psychos in here. Okay, so we have Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 5. Mike Barron earlier today on another stream alluded to another script being written for another project. Mike Barron's not done. I can confirm that Mike Barron's not done. Gooding is not Mike Barron's only project. I confirm that. I have no problem doing that. Professor X with a 10 says, I saw it all. I wanted it all. I got it all. Here's to the continued greatness and releasing that sketch. We got to hit 4 million first. Mark Smith with a 5. Will you be canonizing the silverback? I don't know about that. We'll see. Del T with a 5. Cover C preview. When I have them here, we'll show you off all the items and stuff. Archangel said with a 5. Marvel and DC has their own take on mythologies like Norse or Greek. Will you implement any mythologies in the Rippaverse? If you read the cards, maybe we already have. Crispy Leg with a 20 says made it back to the house from over the road and got my fix in. Well, shout out to you, Crispy Leg. Brock is with a 2. Inject Yaira into my veins. Hail the Winter Queen, he says. Shout out. Jeremy with a 5 says, Eric, Alpha Core was the first comic my son and I got to read together. Oh, man, that is a special moment for me. And I hope it was a very special one for you. But that's massive. Yeah, Andrew, I figured that. They're not showing up here, but I'm going to go on the back end here in a little bit and see if I can grab those from like the YouTube studio. He says, I'm proud to support the Rippaverse. Thank you so much. And shout out to you and your son. Got a copy of Yaira this AM. We have Karn with 5 Australian says, hey, Ripper, any chance of being able to bundle different campaign items together for international shipping as the verse ramps up? Well, if you go to our store, you can bundle up stuff that we have from the previous campaigns. For sure. You can do that now. The Gilkman with the 5 says, backed my highest tier for the Rippaverse. So excited to get it. I believe in the Rippaverse. Well, thank you so much. Says, shout out and much love to you. Yes, thank you, the Gilkman. Love to see you in all the chats, man. So shout out to you. And Karn, to your question, yeah, if you check out your campaign items, right, or put them in your cart and you go to the store, just click the store at the top and just go to our base store, you can still add more stuff to your cart that are from the old campaigns. Double R with a 5 says, when are we getting another short box? I missed out on the first one. We got a lot of other stuff. I got Kanan working right now. We'll get another one. Astro Zombie with a 4 month says, congrats on the road to Amelie. We appreciate you and your team. Can't wait to get Yaira in hand. The hamsters were athletic as fuck today. We will win. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Vagabond with a 50 months. Order, I want it all. We need our Yaira statues. Yes, if we hit 2 million, I will guarantee you we'll figure that out. Napa with a 5 says, gonna have to get that hat. You got there sharp as hell. Appreciate that, man. Guys, I have not even gone through anything yet. Crispy Leg with another 10 says the animation and live action trailer does make it cool to read the books with those characters' voices from those videos. Oh, that's a fun reason to do it, right? You get to see kind of what we envision. I know with Brian's voice, that was something that a lot of people are like, oh, well, yeah, he truly is from the South. He truly is from Texas. He is. Angmar with a 5. Hell Ripper, I ordered the Art of Joe Bennett first day, and today I got cover C. Yaira signed and graded. Well, shout out to you. I have to say, brother, congrats on the 900,000. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Spirit Summer with a 5. Can we take the time to appreciate the designs, artwork of both zines? I can't stop looking at the pictures. We're going to look at those here in a little bit. I got my order in, says Mr. Peckerwood with a 10 months. Congratulations on your success. Well, thank you so much. Dusty with a 5. Are you not doing the Buy Comics for Kids this campaign? Not for this one, just because of, again, where the orders are. However, the campaign itself, is lined up. We're going to do some more stuff with comic books for kids. We just had Mark, for you guys that you didn't know, we had Mark from Comic Books for Kids out here at Rippaverse headquarters not too long ago. So we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some stuff soon with them. Matthew Hammond with a 2. Any chance you would play MLB The Show 24? Probably not, man. That damn, y'all saw me live on install previous one. And Brass Monkey with a gifted 5. Appreciate that. Gung Ho Mac with a 4 months says Blue Girl Magic. Larry Parker with a 2 says feeling good enough for a quick pop lock. Like a robot type of situation. I Drive Pro with a 5 says, can we get a Yaira Guinea? And your hamsters were looking a little roughed up. Huge congrats to you and the team. My dog is rolling on his back being silly, man. Mountain Mutt with a 5. Eric, man, all the covers are fantastic. Could not make up my mind. It's a good problem to have. Brought 2. We'll probably go back and get another 2. Appreciate that. We got Astro Zombie with a 5. Please do. Go. It says also, had a question. Morgan Boot is Jack. Is she really that tall? She's taller than I am. And yeah, Morgan's got to be like Yaira's real height. Like she's at least 6. She's probably 6'3". She's a fucking tank. Like, soon as I saw we were doing our cast and stuff, I'll talk about this maybe later. We have the behind the scenes. Yeah, Jenna Sylvia just confirmed she's 6'3". She literally is Yaira. But soon as I saw her, I was like, that's Yaira. That's our girl. And she's jacked. Mountain Mud with a 5. Thank you. Astro Zombie with a 5. I just read that. We have damn, man, these super chats just keep on coming in, huh? Tom Berry Monster, what's up with a 50? Says, be careful swimming in all that money, Ripper. If you try to jump into it like Scrooge McDuck, you will break your back. I promise you. I promise you. Why aren't all the super chats coming in? I don't get it. Some of them are not. I know we had we had 50 gifted or something, and it's not popping up. But I'm gonna go back in here in a little bit. Okay, let me fly through this so I can do that. Pen with a 2, Hell Ripper. What's your zodiac sign? Hell 199 Aries. Shout out USMC Dog. 9 months. Where do you start when writing a new story? Well, I try to map it out, like what kind of story I want to tell first, and making sure that the characters make sense that I'm utilizing for that, whatever I'm being inspired for at the time, before I commit to it. And I kind of just go from there. Neil Nimbus with a 10 says, congratulations on another successful campaign. Yaira is killing it. Right now, I'm really interested in Salvage PI and the Ripazine. Also, give us the hat already. Okay. Weston with a 10 says, Hell Ripper, love everything y'all got going or y'all doing. So I got in where I fit in this morning. With that, I want it all in the grade of cover A. Like so many others, this was my most anticipated book from y'all. Keep it up. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, man. Ira Browns with a 5 says Mike Barron for the win. Also, can the real Yaira please stand up? Mark Zero with 36 months. Document watches everything. He does. Darkside George with a 20 note message. Carolyn with a 10 says Pigeon Power. Hashtag. I think she said 2 of them. Yeah, one says Pigeon Power. Both say Pigeon Power. Simpy with a 5 says, I want it all graded, hence the only $2 check. Says, I'm invested in your success and I believe in you. Well, thank you so much. You guys keep me going, man. I promise you do. Congrats and love. Thank you. Appreciate that. Michael R with a 2 says, will you be coming to SuperCon down in Miami? I have no plans, but tell them to hit us up. Sean with 18 months says, congrats to you and your whole team. Thank you so much. 18 months. Sean Smith. We got my man Mark Henry with a 2 says, is that Isom on the magazine with the gun? No, that is Salvage. Valiant Renegade with a 10 says, congrats on the new book. I'll have to place an order. Hope we meet up again soon. Got to meet Valiant Renegade for the first time during our time at MegaCon. Love to see his channel growing. Love to see him talking business. He's killing it. Sensei Sharkbait with a 5 says, I was hoping to get a sign not graded. Oh, well. Yeah, we don't do those anymore. Got my, unless like I'm in person, obviously. Got my cover A. Anyways, 199. Happy for you all. Sensei Sharkbait with a 5. Thank you so much. Mike has bad knees with 16 months. Being a Super Mac. Congrats to you and the team. The Twins killed it. Yes, they did. Bringley Weeks on board with a 2, says Brad Frederick. Okay, finally I got through those. I am going to go through the earned section. I know we got a bunch that just for whatever reason didn't come up there. So I'm just going to scroll down here before we get to talking about the actual campaign stuff. Okay, I'm scrolling. Tom Berry Master, I got you. See what else. Some big high-level donos that I know came in that I'm not seeing. We got Eric Bailey with a 50. Says, this is the hottest winter I will ever see. The love for Yaira and the Rippaverse is real and powerful. You keep failing like this, Ripper, and they will have to write business books about it. Forget the moon. He says, you will make it past the Milky Way, he says. We'll appreciate that so much. Also, shout out to the guys that have gifted subs that I know my man's Jeremy 199. A lot of y'all came from over there. Shout out to him. He also sent like 50 gifted. Something like that. I saw it. And it's not popping over on the back end. There's some other high dollar ones, like Eric Bailey with $100. And he says, my favorite part of the hamster core is when they began to flag at the start of Yaira, but then the silverback broke the server room door down and shouted, you will give 150% for this campaign. Then Yaira came in and said, all your hamsters belong to me now. Hell. Eric Bailey, I appreciate that 100 smacks, because that ain't cheap. And you know what else ain't cheap? $200 from Brit. Come here. What a psycho son of a bitch. Says, great to see another success in the Rippaverse lineup. I cannot wait for haters to say he is trying to pander to women, while at the same time saying Eric is just playing to his male audience. Oh, it's kind of talking out both sides of the mouth. I got you. Says, it is almost like they cannot understand. Just give the customer what they want. Yeah, that's how something like this happens. I mean, you have to have a customer base and you have to appeal to them. It's not a rocket science by any means. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is one of those things that is a constant grind. You know? Thank you so much for that. $200, $300 between Britt and Eric. Thank you so much. And I'm scrolling, making sure I didn't miss anything else, and I didn't. Thank y'all so much for that and all the gifted. I'm going to refresh this real quick because, again, it looks like the back end. I still have not talked about, I'm an hour in, I have not talked about anything regarding the campaign yet. I'm going to get to that here in a little bit. Okay. What else we have? Neil Nimbus, I appreciate it. 8 months says, can we get a rap circle too? Didn't consider that. Enoch Maman, what's up with a 5 just bought Yaira. Hope I love it as much as I love the previous comics. Hell, the Rippaverse, he says, you will. It is incredible. Deborah did a great job on it. The Saskas, of course, wrote an incredible thriller of a story. Okay, now we get to talk the campaign finally. I'm sorry about that. Took me a little bit, but I'm there. Campaign that is closing in on 950,000 in total sales, closing in on almost 6,000 total purchases, by the way. We're 13 hours or so in. Thank you. Okay, so you saw the live action. Let's start there. You saw the live action. What that was, we're seeing our capabilities. I've learned a lot about this industry through the Saskas, let's be completely honest. And I remember having this conversation with them, and I was like, okay, realistically speaking, if we want to do some live action stuff, and, you know, I told him a number. Right? I'm like, okay, like, could we do that, like, without it just, you know, look, we don't have maybe the resources to be doing something absolutely crazy, but can we do something that's just decent? That we can do something that gets the mind jogging. And they were like, we can for sure do that. And I learned a lot through, and we'll release some behind the scenes stuff, but I learned a lot about the industry, how it works, sets, all that good stuff through them. And like I said earlier, it's a lot more doable, believe it or not, than even animation. As far as the cost is concerned, it's not as cost prohibitive. There's other things you got to worry about, but it's not as cost prohibitive. So we did that. We found our Yaira actress, Isom actor, the actress for the characters that are all of the ones that you saw are in the book. Some of them have already been introduced. You saw Lincoln, you saw Altona, you saw Jerry. And, of course, Morgan Boot absolutely killing it with Yaira. Looks the part. And it was just a little something. We want to get you guys enthusiastic about these releases. We want to keep you entertained. But also, it's like, look, I got massive aspirations. My aspirations are not to, again, just not do anything and make a lot of money and not focus. That's just not the way. I'm the complete opposite. We make all this money and I want to get back to work. So I know that there's been a massive demand for this. A lot of people that have asked if we could do something like this. So this was our way of trying it out, seeing what our capabilities are. And you can see that, look, we can make some of this stuff make sense. Now, yeah, we could do some bigger budget stuff. That's going to take some time for sure. And I did a video on my channel talking about it. Like, hey, for you guys that want to see that stuff, you want to see the animations, you want to see live action, you want to see stuff that's not just comics, you want to see your comic book characters in other mediums that's faithful, it's faithful to those characters, but they're coming up in someplace else, like maybe a movie or a short film or animation or whatever it is. The characters and not just the character's name. In order for us to do that, it takes resources, obviously, and the point of like the animation trailers, the point of this live action is to show you that, look, it can be done. And the best way to ensure that we're going to keep doing that is to do what you're doing already. You might not think it goes that far. Buy a shirt. Buy a book. Buy a poster. But that money is getting reinvested into this company in some way, shape, or form. So we want to continue to grow. And in order for us to do that, you keep supporting us like you have been. And that's why the campaign live action trailer exists. Show you guys what we can do. And we thank you. We're glad you enjoyed it, number one. I had a blast working on the set. We'll get some of the behind-the-scenes stuff soon enough. Which is awesome. It's an awesome experience all around. And I would love to do more of that stuff with some of our other characters. So, yeah, you keep supporting us. We'll keep reinvesting it. We'll keep doing some cool stuff. We know that the application thing is something that we want to really take seriously. Like, I feel like that's going to be our way to justify keeping this stuff in-house, right? Look, do I want to expand? Yeah, of course I want to expand, but it has to be controlled. It has to make sense. It has to be, I have to be in charge. Like, I can't have someone else do it, right? So with me being the owner, I gotta be responsible. And that means a slow and controlled growth. And there's nothing wrong with that. And we want to expand, but like I said before, it just has to be something that in a way that is not going to compromise the company. And slow and controlled. By the way, no message here, and Willie will drop $500. Nothing. No message. $500 from Willie Will. Nothing there. Just a cocky son of a bitch in and out of the saloon, looking everybody in the eye, and nobody says anything. Because what can you say to a guy that's that fucking cocky? Not much. Not much to say. Shout out. See Mackenzie in the chat. Shout out. Says congrats. Thank you so much. I got to see that Yaira cosplay that you want to do. Absolutely have to see it. Shout out Willie Will, Epic Mike in the chat as well. Shout out Epic Mike, man. Shout out everybody, man. Everybody's coming through today, man. Y'all are fuck, man. Look, man, there's a lot of people in our corner, man, that go to bat for us, and I appreciate the absolute fuck out of them. And it's been nothing but love and support. And these guys mean they hit me up privately. Mike hit me up, text me today, wish me congratulations, man. And it's just all around good people out here, man. These guys are fucking awesome. And I thank them so much for that. Willie Will, and I thank you for that $500 because that's not cheap, okay? That ain't fucking cheap. Eric Bailey says, with a 50! This is a small down payment for an Alpha Core or Yaira themed tactical hoodie for when next winter hits. Next winter, we're going to probably drop like a winter line. It's going to be fucking crazy. The Rippaverse will grow because the fans want it. Want it all. Gotcha. Says the universe you are building is interesting and fun. Two things lost in the mainstream. Well, thank you so much. Shout out to that 50. But thank you guys so much. We sold over 10,000 books, which is, someone brought it up. Top selling graphic novel, one of, as far as Marvel's, was like 10,000. Like we've outsold that already, and we're fucking 13 and a half hours in. Unbelievable. I see a lot of people making, having some difficulty choosing between some of these covers. Shout out Mike. Got another text from Mike. Shout out. Oh man. Okay. Let me get out this. I'm gonna kind of daydream here. Okay. So the book itself is unbelievable. Obviously, all the covers are clean. You've already seen Kanan White's cover. That was what we launched with or announced earlier. But look at this Will Conrad cover as well. Shout out to Eric, who helped with some of the ideas on because I was like, hey, let's do a throwback one. I asked him how he felt about it. He's like, that lends itself to a good, we've done them before. We did one with Isom, cover A for Isom 2. So we wanted to do another one. Similar, but different. And I love how this turned out. So it came out very well. It's a really, real nice little throwback. Will Conrad just absolutely killing it. Of course, we got my man's Graham Nolan. You can't go wrong with Graham. You're going to learn more about who these characters are here. It's foiled. It's embossed. You know how we do those special cover C's. So shout out. Brian, what the fuck? Brian Akatona, son of a bitch, with $100. No message either. Son of a bitch. Our man's Graham Nolan of Compass Comics, legendary artist. All around good dude. We had him on For Canon's Sake not too long ago. We've been releasing some videos with him. Shout out to that $100. No message. Cocky mother. Shout out to Graham, though. And, of course, cover D, Mark Evans. He also did the cover D for the last Alpha Core book. I got some great response from him, so I figured, all right, let's do another one. I love working with Mark. He gets it. He gives me the layouts. He's a painter, right? So he gives me the layouts. He's like, okay, what you think with this? I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. And next thing you know, you got a fucking classic-ass cover. So shout out to our man, Mark Evans. So CGCs, of course, you have those. They will be signed by the Saskas. Okay, let's talk about this. God damn it, this damn magazine looks so fucking good, man. Okay, so we floated the idea of Rippaverse magazine. We talked about it. We said, hey, could this make sense? Could I make it make sense? Floated out there, got some feedback from our awesome fans and supporters. And then we said, okay, let's do it. And so we did it. So the first Rippaverse magazine will be released alongside Yaira. You can pre-order it now. Look at this goddamn cover, man. Look at it. Kanan White on the actual cover. Some people are calling this our Trinity. You got Alpha Core's Brian. You got Yaira. Man, it looks like a fucking magazine cover. And it came out sick. And a lot of that had to do with Kanan, of course, doing a phenomenal job. Isom there as well. Doing a phenomenal job. And the team and their ideas, Jen and Sylvia, are very much involved in this. Carol, Andrew. All doing some creative stuff. Our creative team, Igor. All chipping in to make this idea come to life. So we got some cool in-universe stuff that's going to be there. And it also includes, man, this cover came out. So I just like with the text and everything on it, everybody kind of posing and shit just looks so good. Shout out Kanan White for that. And there he is in the chat. Shout out our art director, Kanan White, who has elevated this damn company so much. He also did this one, the collectible edition, which it gives me the opportunity to talk about this. Okay, so the point of the magazine is this. There's a couple of things that we want to accomplish here, okay? As our catalog continues to grow, we understand that a lot of you guys are going to buy into everything we put out. Some won't. They'll gravitate more towards what their interests are. Not everybody buys everything. So what this option will allow us to do, this magazine will allow us to put out previews. This will have previews of all. So if they're brand new to the universe, they can get this book, this magazine. They can see all the previews for the first 4 books. They can, of course, see all the cool in-universe stuff. But one cool thing, and will we do this for everyone? I don't know. But I'm leaning towards this being a standard, and that will all be determined by the feedback that we get from the audience. But I like this idea of doing these short stories as well to test these characters. Because there's some characters you just know. And sometimes you can't really just predict it to a T. You're not going to hit on everything. There'll be a character that some people are like, I ain't feeling it. Others, not, maybe the opposite. Yaira, you knew off rip that was going to be a character that people got behind. So I wanted to do this short story format to test characters. And again, this will be based on your feedback. So the Ripazine, you can get the collector's edition. This will be metallic, kind of like the Joe Bennett art book. And it introduces Salvage P.I. The Salvage. He is a private investigator out of Flores Park, Texas, and you're going to learn more about him. The story is by myself, of course. Is a character that I created. Of course, the original concept art was done by Marcos, who did a lot of the concept art for, I think all of it, for Yaira as well as Isom. Hell, and Alpha Core too. But myself and Bart Sears, the first time I got to work with Bart, you can look him up yourself. He's been around for longer than I've been alive. Absolute professional. Unique art style. Nice change of pace on the art style as well. It is a different animal. So what we're going to do is put this out. We'll see if you like it. I think you will. It is a character that is... It's a change of pace. I wanted to create a character that, okay, a little bit, it's private investigator. I like doing investigative stuff that I can have fun with, but also it's just not like your typical kind of superhero or heroic character like that. It's a lot more, I don't know what term I would use to describe him once you start to see him in context, but because if I tell you, it's a short story, so if I tell you one thing, you're gonna get a lot of information there. I want you to really read it, and I want to get the honest feedback. Did I get a text from some? Hold up, real quick. I see that, Brian. Alex, Brian. Let me see. I'm gonna see if one of them can get you set up. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. If it is a character that people like, right? It's a test kind of thing. But if it's a character that people like, we'll do more on it. But I had fun with the story. Had fun writing it. Shorter story, different approach all around. And I just had a blast working with Bart. Very unique in terms of his art style. And you guys get to see a character that's completely different, change of pace of anything that we've done so far. So that was fun. Shout out, Bart. We need to have a meeting because I figure I know he wants to do some other stuff as well. So we'll have some discussion. $20 for a comic, $20 for shipping. No. Are you international? But no, there's nothing close to that. If you check out with this, if you're domestic, you're probably only paying $7. But yeah, we'll see how you guys feel about it. Give us all the feedback in the world for the customers out there, and let us know if it's something that you like and you want to see more of. I will give you more. That's another purpose of the magazine. In addition to some of the other things that I mentioned, we can test some characters out. We can give previews, a nice little cheap option, and also, and how did I fail? Excuse me, to mention this. If you are a Rippaverse member, you can get the bitch for free. Well, it's come with, let's say this, be more accurate with it. It comes with your membership, the base version, not this version, not the collectible version. The base version. Base version comes with all memberships, even the cheap $5 membership. You will automatically be able to redeem that copy as we put out more of these magazines. You're basically automatically subscribed, even if you're a $5 member. We've told you that we're going to keep trying to add more perks, incentivize you, because we do think the memberships are going to play a big role in kind of having our passive income. So we can, it's not really passive because we're going to be working for it. But you get what it is that I'm saying. If we can have a baseline as well as the daily stuff that we put out, or not daily, but month to month, putting out books, putting out merchandise that you guys are buying up. And we do have those other aspirations. As you guys see the live action, you've seen some of the animations. We want to do more of that. And if we can be consistent and also use our website and application, I think we'll be in a good spot. We'll see. But it comes with your membership. Just keep that in mind. So if it's a big hit, Rippaverse magazine, Ripazine #2, you'll be able to get that even if you're a $5 member. And you can cancel at any time. So we got that. What else we got? Of course, the brand new Yaira t-shirt. Kanan White. Came out so good. I feel like this is going to be like a classic here. Different color shirt. We don't usually do these types of colors. So we're mixing it up. And yes, those magazines are only $7. That's it. That's also what the chat just said. They got a couple for the let's say grandson, and I don't know where the chat jumped up on me. Appreciate that. Yeah, get a bunch of them. It's a cheap option as well. Like I said, someone's brand new. They want to learn more about what the Rippaverse is doing right then and there. $7. All right. We also have I ain't gonna lie, this is one of my favorite additions to this store. The 3D asset shirt. I had a lot of fun with this one. Kanan actually drew it, by the way. The texts are Eric Weathers. But we have the 3D assets shirt now. This was a fun one to add. I had some fun with this one. I ain't gonna lie. So you can go grab the 3D assets shirt. It is now live as well on the campaign. You can see there's Yaira, there's Isom or Bloxom. 3D assets. Go grab that shirt there and look at this.
Boy, Kanan White is so fucking good, man.
You want to talk about you got a man cave. You got, doesn't matter, little room where you kick back. You throw this post on it. There it is. Kanan White is a fucking phenomenal artist. Having him here as our director, man, has been just, like I said, you want to talk about a guy that just elevated this company. And to be able to also, because I know some people, when we brought him on, I remember people were like, hey, he's going to be able to keep doing other work. Like, yeah, you crazy? He's too talented not to. So this is what we do. We have him doing, I went through the covers. He's done multiple covers, Ripazine covers, poster right here. And I cannot wait to have this. It won't be in here. In the other room, I'm throwing this poster there for sure. Looks absolutely incredible. I mean, look at this shit. Unbelievable. Jay Brown on the color, shout out. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Second deck of the card. So you get to see, obviously, Shoutout's there. So you see that these also include Isom 2 characters. They include Isom 2 characters. They also include Alpha Core characters. And, of course, they include Yaira characters. So go check it out. Second deck of the cards for 24 hours. So you're running out of time. There's 10 of these in this deck. And they're 5x7. These are massive cards, and they are lenticular. I have Isom's card right here. If you want an example of it, you can see that the trying to focus on me. Background kind of moves there. Has that three-dimensional effect. Lenticular design or application. They're not just small cards. These are fucking massive. So you get 10 of those in this deck. There was 11 from the first one that you can still get, but only for 24 hours. So yeah, go grab these. If you have not, they'll be available throughout the campaign, but 24 hours you can still get the... I think they're still here. I didn't get confirmation. Is the 24-hour pack here? I believe that it is. Here's somewhere. Maybe it's sold out. I'm gonna have to check on that because I don't see it. First appearance packs we have there. Oh yeah, Ladies of the Rippaverse poster, also done by Kanan. We have our lovely ladies in the Rippaverse. You got Yaira, of course. You got Sydney Bloodroof back there. You got Altona. You got Ingrid Valdez. And of course you have, did I say Lillian yet? Lillian there as well. Look at the art on this shit. It's amazing. Shout out to Kanan White on that. You can grab that as well. It's there. I passed it. Did I? Am I just blind? Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, it's because I was looking for the box. It's just both of them. Yeah, see the box is right here. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, so 24 hours, you're able to get both of them. However, it's only for 24 hours. Then this goes away, and then this one will still be there. So this will give you 21 cards total. Okay, so that's basically everything. All the shirts that you can get, everything there that is new. So let's talk about the campaign in itself. Yaira is, of course, a character a lot of people are hyped up about. Was a more difficult character, I know, for the Saskas to handle. Well, not for them, but you get what it is that I'm saying. She's not your typical. Okay? She's cutthroat. Let's just call her what it is. She dropped Isom on a fucking car. A lot more to her than just she's dangerous, let's say that. You're gonna learn about that even more. Saskas did an incredible job of exploring this character. You know, because the point is you gotta learn, it's the first book, you guys gotta learn a little more about her. So throughout this just awesome story, you guys are gonna get to learn more about who this character is. She's a very unique character. She will fuck you up. And I already dropped this shit on the table. This, Deborah, she's worked with everybody. To me, this is Deborah's best work ever. I mean, look at this shit. Especially this page right here. I love this page. Deborah is absolutely unbelievable. Unbelievable. Shout out Deborah for doing such a wonderful job. With this character. I can't wait for her to do more. Yaira too. This is her best work. That's what I'm going with. This is Deborah's best work ever. That's my position. This is her best work ever. Even the scenes that are, you'll learn more about what's happening here, but even just these scenes where, you know, it's more just dialogue. It's just, it's unbelievable. It's incredible. Shout out Deborah. Obviously, she's done a great job. And again, I can't say enough just how much Kanan means to the company and how he's elevated her as an artist as well. Really, really good. But she's done a phenomenal job on this story. You're gonna like it. I'm finally glad that we're able to have you know, be able to see the interiors, because this is amazing. Okay, so we have some stuff that we'll be releasing with these benchmarks. We're closing in on $1 million mark. I'm getting word that we're at, 950,000. Will it break Isom's 30-hour record? We're going to see. But we are at 300. We hit 300. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 by this time tomorrow. Benchmarks that we have to check out, and we got to give you some more information on. The art contest I'm stoked on. We got the Horseman art that's going to be revealed. We got a bunch of announcements. This is what makes this stuff fun, right? With that being said, I told y'all about the toy industry, statues and action figures. I've been humbled by that industry. There's no way around it. You know, I remember first looking into this stuff, and I talked about this a lot publicly, and I was like, I just don't get it. There's no North American manufacturing, for the most part, that can do this type of stuff. It's all overseas and predominantly China. I've learned about why that is. There's almost zero United States, especially in the U.S. You got some spots in Mexico that call themselves doing a little something. But especially in the U.S., there's no infrastructure there at all. 3D printing has not got there yet, though that technology is growing. It's just not there yet to mass produce. And a lot of the reason from my research that the stuff is overseas, it's not just about cost. I think that's what a lot of people get hung up on. It's cheap labor, all that. Because it ends up being a wash when you really start to look at how much you're going to spend to get the shit over here. It's more of, well, they decided to start dominating the market, and then everybody went to dominate the market there. It's just how it worked. It's just that it's when you have the infrastructure, you know what you start to build the standard. This is what's happened in China. This is what's happened with, there's some other outliers. India's gotten the game as well, with some of their manufacturing. But really what's happened is they've mastered it. The Chinese have mastered it. And there's no alternative right now, for the most part. It's just a bottom line. There's alternatives, but a lot of them are, you know, you get some Taiwan, you get some China, you get, obviously, we're talking about China, you get India's there, some, because all the Japanese, all those damn figures you guys see of the Japanese, Chinese, all this shit's Chinese. Also, when you see like, hey, company based out of X place, it's all, it's funny like that. It's like that with the anime shit too. It's not necessarily Chinese. A lot of that shit's Korean. A lot of Japanese ain't doing that shit. It's been that way for a long time. And this is just the type of stuff that I'm picking up. Like as a guy that's learning, obviously, a lot about these different industries that I want to enter in, the first place I start is economic. And I'm like, okay, why is it? That's the same question I asked with this company. Okay, everybody's doing it this way. Why? Can I make sense of it? No. Okay, I'm not going to do it that way. Can I make sense of that? Yes. Okay, then we'll do it more of that way. It's the same thing I did here. Because I know there's a demand for these figures. And I had to do my research. And I got humbled real quick. Real fucking quick. About it. Again, it's not simply about just the cost. It's like, if you're the only one fucking doing it, and you've, or if it was wide open and then you had your way of doing it, and there's no alternative to the way, because nobody can compete, like how they do these statues as an example. It's China. Shit's all China. And some, yeah, you can work with a couple of guys or two. I mean, CCP going to be involved in most ways, but you can get with some folks that may not fuck with CCP that are over there, right? But they're going to be involved in some capacity. It's just a reality. And it's one of those that I had to accept. Now, look, much like I would with the books, if I got to a position where I'm fucking killing it, right? We shit out fucking 8 figures, like easy. Then I'm starting to talk about, okay, how do we get American more? And it's not just for dough, for like money. I'd want to look into it just for out of convenience. Really? I would much rather work with people that are close in proximity than having them on the other side of the fucking planet, having to ship shit to me on boats and shit. So I would love to get to that point, but that's gonna be quite literally tens of millions of dollars away from us ever being in that position. With that being said, we've analyzed some costs. And I said, you know what? Talk to the team, $2 million. Y'all give me, Yaira gets the $2 million, I'll give you a statue. So if you want a Yaira statue, will it be released during the campaign? They're going to be pushing it. But I can promise you a Yaira statue, if we get 2 million. And not no shitty one either. I'm talking about top of the line. One that's competitive. For you guys that do Sideshow or any of that shit, Hot Toys, like, it's going to be legit. We ain't playing around. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. But we will do it. If we hit 2 million. So you got to hit 2 million. And then we'll start making stuff happen. We'll start. And look, I'm not going to NDA myself, but let's just say there's been some conversations being had. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going in, I'm not flying in blind. Let's just say that. There's conversations. There's been some, and maybe they're a little further along the line than you might think. But I'm NDA'd. But if you want a statue, 2 million. We hit 2 million. We make it happen. We will officially get into this new era. We start doing some legitimate fucking statues and action figures and toys and all that good stuff. I'm in the 8 though. All right, Andrew's back. I'm in the 8. You get your account stuff, all that stuff situated. I'm in the 8. So yeah, 4 million. You want to see the shitty sketch? 5 million. We're gonna do some shorts, men's shorts and women's shorts. Upon the recommendation of the Soskas. Rippaverse.com/Yaira. Now, if we hit 5 million, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, I was admiring Brandon Sanderson. I was just talking about this with Alex, actually. This psycho son of a bitch, bro. He fucking he has a 7 million. He has a $17 million campaign going on right now. You know how cocky Sanderson was or is? He set the fucking goal for $2 million. You know how cocky you got to be to do that? To set a goal of $2 million. And it's at $17 million right now. How can you not respect that? You got to respect that. I see that, man. I'm fucking inspired like a son of a bitch, man. I'm like, this motherfucker's out there grinding. I'm not working hard enough. Sanderson's last campaign for 4 secret novels got 40 million. Like this guy's unbelievable, man. I don't know what the hell I'd do if somehow I had a $40 million campaign. I have no idea how to react. We're just now catching up to a $3.7 million. It took us a year and some change to catch up to the demand of a multi-million-dollar comic book company. Could you imagine tens of millions of dollars worth of just books and merchandise? What the fuck? I don't know what the hell I'd do. But I respect it nonetheless. I'm inspired. But yeah, those are the benchmarks for this one. I think we are going to end up adding another one because I do see there's one missing. So at some point, I'm probably going to add another benchmark. We'll keep you posted on that. But again, guys, thanks for this incredibly successful campaign, which is over now 950,000. Smacks closing in on 6,000 total purchases. Unbelievable. You guys are incredible, man. I mean that sincerely. Okay. Let me get back to some of these supers real quick. Thank y'all for hanging out with me on just an incredibly blessed, successful day. Okay, what's up with the shorts for the last benchmark? Blame the Soskas. I will put the blame on them. Stardust Crusader, what's up? I'd seen you in a minute. Appreciate you gifting that. But we're gonna do shorts for the women's, and shorts for the men. Defending Truth with a 5 says, about to drop 240 happily. Wanted to ask, will you sell 4 Yairas plus the Isom cover B in a specific deal by chance? Like all of, probably not. That's again, you're getting a deal already if you just get all 4 Yairas and then you just go get B. But I don't think that that's such an obscure kind of, because like you're basically saying, hey, choose your own, get all Yaira books and then just get Isom. And I don't know which B you mean. Because if you're meaning like Isom 1B, those are all sold out. Isom 2, yeah. But this is more of an obscure. Like, we try not to go too crazy with those. Spirit Sama with a 5. Try right-clicking and open up a new tab so you don't have to back and scroll down. Not sure if your browser allows that. I'm not sure what you're referring to. No, because the issue is the actual fan funding doesn't pull up all of the fan funded stuff. Kevin Willis with a 50. Just bought the full embossed cover of Yaira. Can't wait. The live action trailer really made me want to see a live action Isom movie. Ooh, narration was great. Now I gotta buy Rippaverse magazine too. Sheesh. I'm gonna. He said he's gonna. Well, hell yeah. More live action Isom. Okay. I'm down for that. It's cool to have a live action Isom get dropped on a fucking car. That was awesome. And just the scene, just to shoot it was so much. It goes into pulling something like that off without killing the son of a bitch, man. So there's just so much that goes into that, and seeing these stuntmen, shout out Marshall, man, but seeing these stuntmen do their thing, that is a fucking craft, man. That is a craft. Shout out. Appreciate that 50 because that ain't cheap. DJ No Good with a 5 says, can we get another short box, please? We will eventually. Kevin Willis with a 5. I thought I was done collecting comics, but Rippaverse pulling me back in. I love to hear that. Absolutely love to hear that. Mr. Reese says, Fred Sanford clutching his chest. Coming, Elizabeth. Graham Bradley with a 2. Can I add the Rippazine to my existing order? That's gonna be a problem. If you want us to cancel the order, you can reach back out to us and we can try to have a discussion, but that's gonna be tough. Mr. Reese with a 5 said that Yaira poster looks as awesome as the AlphaCore poster by Will Conrad. Shout out. Well, Will Conrad is amazing at what he does. Can you explain a little further on the community hub aspect of the Rippazine that is mentioned in the item description? Still not, if not NDA'd, how would that interactive feature? Well, through the magazine, that's something that we'll for sure have some public discussions about soon enough. But I think the team has an idea there. Got fixed, though. Shout out. Thank you. But we want this to be a really interactive thing, especially with it being a story that's in it that's really a test. Right? We're not having to commit to an ongoing series. It's not as long as our other books. We get to just test the water, see how you guys respond to a character like that. Draco with a 5 says, can't wait to get, probably meant, hey, man. Can't wait to get my copy of Yaira. Was wondering if the site was going to get a currency converter on checkout in the future. Stay awesome. Huh. Never thought about that. We could look into it. That's probably just a plug-in away, to be honest. Ashton de Rojas with a 10. Looking at it. Says, got cover B for reading, A for signed and graded, and I had to get Caden White poster. Have pity on me. This was all I could spare for this super chat. You don't ever have to. You don't ever have to explain yourself, man. Because these super chats are not required. We appreciate them, though, but they're not required. All you guys are showing love, man. Ashton with a 10. Did I just read that? Yes, one I just read. Beardo, secret illiterate racism with a 5. Yaira is going to be a 10 million campaign. That's a bold statement there. And it's amazing how you got Yaira to draw Yaira. Congratulations, Black Stan Lee. Y'all a trip, man. Eric with a 10 says, I had to buy a set of 6 poster frames. Want to keep my posters looking great. Well, you have an option to rebuy just the entire set of posters. Just curious. Gotta sleep now. There's so many posters, man. I don't know. That we've created. If we have them, we'll sell them. If they're sold out, they're sold out. But they'll be in the store. Beardo, secret illiterate racism again with a 2. Not a good idea to let Az have a Yaira statue. Ripper moonwalking win, says Mr. Reese. I have to get my setup. I'm going to be moonwalking. Mr. Reese, appreciate that. We got 25 from Michael, says, hell, the Rippaverse. Ripper love what you're doing and the comics keep coming. Would love to, I guess, get it all, but I lost a job a few weeks ago and I'm getting married in September. Well, hey, man, money's tight. And like I said, nobody ever has to explain their personal stuff because I am well aware that none of you guys are required to do any of this. This is your disposable income that you guys use. So we appreciate it if you buy whatever you buy. Doesn't matter if it's on release day, and it may take a little time. We appreciate you nonetheless. We really do. Says wanted to support, so I got a few signed and unsigned. Well, nonetheless, I appreciate that, Michael. Thank you so much. Because you don't have to do it, man. Just realized I actually got the I want it all signed and graded. I was wondering why I spent $1,000. I'm about to get this 24-hour deck 1-2-pack you was talking about too. Well, appreciate that, barbecue pits. $1,000 ain't fucking cheap. It ain't cheap. That ain't cheap. I appreciate you. All the guys that came through, show love with the I want it all. Thank you guys so much. I know it's quite a bit of you. I see the numbers. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with a 5 says, here's the Trump of comics. Only a matter of time before the haters accuse the Rippaverse of colluding with the Russians. They haven't already? We haven't got to that part of the arc yet. Sure, it'll happen eventually. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Look, man, I appreciate everybody showing love, man. That's what it's about. This is about fun. The fact that there's people being more enthusiastic about comic books again. People having some fun, looking forward to comics. People that have been into it for a long time. People that kind of walked away from it and now getting back into it. And we also got a lot of newbies. A lot of people that have never really got into it. They've been intrigued, let's say, by the culture of comics. Maybe they got into some of the movies and stuff. And a lot of people have made the Rippaverse their starting point, and I appreciate that a lot. I really do. Very thankful for it. No matter what walk of life, how you got here, doesn't matter to me. We appreciate you. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, I appreciate it. 5, excuse me. Got Mr. Reese with it too. You missed my Isom 2 joke. Did I? Ripper Moon. I read that one. Is there another one that I missed? No, I got the. No, I don't see another one. I got that one about your clutch, and I don't see another one. Where Toys at says Hercules with a 2. Oh, I see this one. See, why are these not popping up? Mr. Reese with a 5 said, my favorite part of Isom 2 is when Gooding caused Sam's wife to faint because he said to her, I'm a 3D assets. Yes, I do remember that. part. Thank you. Oh, man. Veronica Tona again with a 50. And no message, man. Holy shit. What a day that it's been. We got all these new members. We have super chats going through the roof. And we have Yaira at 950,000 plus smacks. And now we are officially over 6,000 already. We are officially over 6,000 total purchasers. And we haven't even got to 24 hours. We are actually just getting it 12 hours, a little over 12 hours it has been. 14 hours to be exact. To put this into perspective here, we are almost halfway, closing in on halfway to what Alpha Core sold in terms of total purchasers. It's something that I was trying to explain just about, you know, there's a lot of folks that also want to do the universe stuff. And I don't want people to, that do have those aspirations to do that universe stuff. I don't want you guys to get so caught up in numbers per se, book to book, because there's a whole lot that goes into it, right? Interest of the character, number one. Timing, obviously, is going to be a big part of it. What number is the issue? Like, all that stuff matters when it comes to sales. It's not a direct correlation, or like just because somebody buys one book, just because they bought Isom does not mean they're going to buy Alpha Core. Excuse me. So that was something I'm trying to explain to some folks, and I think Yaira really does kind of show that, right? It shows that, look, it's a lot that goes into this thing, and there's so many different things to consider about why a book would sell what it sells, for better or for worse. As in, like, maybe one's better sold, maybe one sells a little less. I mean, all the books here have been a success at the Rippaverse, but it's just a difference. You know, you have a number 2. Those don't generally sell like a number 1 would. And you have just different set of circumstances. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with even like some of the economic stuff. Just as an example, again, Isom 1 costs more than every book that we've put out thus far in terms of its price to, I guess, page count kind of ratio, but it's changed because we've gotten things cheaper, right? So we have a $25 brand new book now at launch, not one that was price reduced after mass print copies sold out and we reprinted. Like, we're starting it at 25. So that's a new thing, but we're getting better deals, getting a lot more competitive with our rates here, and I want to push that down to the customer. If I can get those rates cheaper for you, that's what we do. But also that means that we're going to we're spending less money, but we're also making less money, as in the sense of like what that number is going to be if you're doing a campaign. So all this stuff has to be considered. So especially for you guys that are out there trying to build universes, so you don't end up beating yourself up from book to book, just understand that there's different things going on. And a lot of that is customer driven, because will you have those diehards, and probably should you cater to those diehards? Absolutely. If there's guys that are like, I'm all in, I will buy any book that you put out, those are the guys you want to make sure that you're keeping happy for sure. However, there's also going to be a significant amount of people that don't read every book, right? There wasn't a lot of comic guys that I knew that were like me, that outside of, like, I don't know, fucking Moon Dragon and the Devil Dinosaur, outside of like that, I was buying everything, even some of the more obscure books, Avengers Wasteland and shit. I was buying all that. But most people have their little pull list, and it's like a few books, and then they move on about their business. It's not getting every single book or close to it. So you're going to have a lot of customers. You're going to have some that are just diehards like that will get a little bit of everything, and then you're going to get some others that just get what they like, what's more geared towards their taste. So the benefit of having a universe is that you get to have that variety. And, well, I guess it depends on how you're doing it. Because maybe for your universe, it doesn't make sense to have as much variety. It's just connected characters. But at least in our setup, we get to have that variety. Like I can put out a short, right, with Salvage, for example. Completely different change of speed from Alpha Core. Really different from Yaira. A different kind of character altogether. And that's going to resonate with some people. Some people are going to maybe be into that. Some people maybe not so much. So if you're doing a campaign format or if you have a universe that you're building out and you're like analyzing numbers, you're an analytical guy like myself, take everything, I don't want to say with a grain of salt, but just look at it and truly analyze it. And don't think that, hey, just book to book, everything is going to be just a direct correlation. Because they bought that book, they're going to be interested in that, but that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Not how it works. So, yeah. And this is proving that. Yaira in itself is proving that with it being, we'll see what the legs are for sure. But as far as the launch, this is up to now. It looks like it will be our most successful camp. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the morning. But it has 30 hours to beat, 29 hours, to just say that, to beat Isom's record before it hits 1 million. And we are right now at 954,000. Or 956,000, actually, after I just researched. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited. Well, okay, guys. I just wanted to touch base with y'all. It was launch day. I had to touch base with y'all. I will be on Tuesday night's main event. I do not know. I have not confirmed. We talked about it, but I have not confirmed. So what time is it over the ass? Yeah, you probably just... Did you sleep? Because you were in here like an hour ago. So maybe you woke up at 5 a.m. I have no idea if I'm doing a real BBC. I have no idea. We talked about it, but we haven't really confirmed. So I might not be doing it. Tuesday night's main event, though, you will see me there. And I'll be talking to that audience about some of the stuff we're doing with Yaira and just shooting the shit. Thursday, I believe, myself and Gary are going to stream together on my channel. Little catch up, maybe an episode. I haven't even decided. I think I went into it like, yeah, we're gonna do it for Kenneth's sake, but we may not. We'll see. But it's been a month or so since him and I have not streamed together, but on my channel it's been a little bit. So yeah, and yeah, I may hop on Flash's stream Saturday. We'll see. We talked about that for a little bit, depending on what I'm doing, because I work a lot on the weekends. My weekends are my writing days. So I get caught up on editing and writing, usually during those days. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to bounce. Try to get some rest. And by try to get some rest, that probably means I'm not going to get jack shit. Because I'm fucking stoked on life right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I am stoked on life. And when I'm like stoked, I feel inspired. I feel amped up. I'm fucking ready to create and do shit. So my mind might be spinning, and the next thing you know, I'm writing books till fucking 4 a.m. in the damn morning. So we'll see what happens. I can't make no guarantees on that, but I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys for making this a campaign that who knows what it's going to do. I love the mystery aspect of it all because we have no fucking idea how big this is going to be. None whatsoever. But this has the potential to break Isom's record as far as hitting 30 million. Yeah, right. Hitting, in 30 hours, $1 million. He didn't hit 30 million. If Isom hit a fucking 30 million, fuck. We be already talking live action shit. Like, for real. But I'm going to, let's say, settle down. We'll see if I actually sleep, but I'm going to settle down. But I'm stoked right now. I'm fucking happy, man. I really am. Thank you guys so much for making Yaira #1 what it is. I can't wait for you guys to get the book in hand. You guys are going to thoroughly enjoy it. The art is insane. Deborah is insane. Saska's wrote an incredible book. And it's just the character is in good hands. Let's just say that. They know what the fuck they're doing. But I got to bounce. Thank you all so much. Appreciate everybody that's sharing out the trailer. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody sharing it with your friends. Yaira, Rippaverse.com/Yaira if you want to go directly to the campaign page. I appreciate y'all so much. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be on the real BBC. We'll see. But I will be on Tuesday night's main event. We'll see you guys then. Until next time, y'all be easy. God bless.